Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. If you've never been here before, if you have, welcome back. My name is Brittany. I am heading into my second year of homeschooling with my two kiddos. I will have a first grader and a preschooler heading into this school year. And I am here to show you guys what I thrifted today at our local homeschool store. So we have a homeschool store in the Triangle area in North Carolina, specifically Raleigh, called the Homeschool Gathering Place. They just had a grand reopening where they expanded their store. It's amazing. They have new and used curriculum, books, resources, manipulatives, games, whatever you can think of that you may need as a homeschooler. And also they offer workshops and seminars for homeschooling families. So it's a wonderful resource. If you live in this area, please go check them out. So let's get started. I broke everything up into 3 categories, kind of just random things that I picked up, language arts and math. So let's get started with the random things. I was actually looking for this on Amazon and have had it like in my saved area for a really long time, but just never kind of pulled the trigger to buy it. Was the Nature Connection, an outdoor workbook for kids, families, and classrooms by Claire Walker Leslie. And so in the Homeschool Gathering Place, the store that I was in, they have like just this big wall of science and nature books. And this one obviously caught my eye because it was one that I'd been, looking at for a while. And so I got it for $9. And on the inside, there is, an opportunity for activities. This is where you can kind of color your wheel of seasons. So there's some stuff in the book that you can do, as well as, activities for things to go outside. So on this page, it's asking you to complete field sketches somewhere out in a nature spot near your home. And so I'm always looking, because I'm not a nature person. I mean, I love going outside when it's nice. Because I also live in North Carolina and it's very hot. But I'm not that, for lack of a better term, like a natural nature person. I have to try. I also don't have a lot of knowledge about the outdoors. So as I'm taking my kids out, because they love going outside, I try to do things where they can go to like nature clubs where they're able to learn from people who, have more knowledge about the outdoor world, but I can't always delegate that to them, and I need some help whenever we go outside. So I always like to grab things like this when I can find it. This one, the Nature Connection, I know it is on Amazon. This one I grabbed for $9. I think I price matched it very briefly when I was in the store, and I want to say it was $14 on Amazon right now. And by the way, I think Amazon is doing its buy 3 for the price of 2 sale. So this was one that was listed in that sale, so if you're interested in getting it, definitely go take a look at it. I don't know if everyone is familiar with phototicular books, but there is a series by, and I hope I don't butcher his name, but Dan Kainen, or Kainen, K-A-I-N-E-N. And they're really cool books. One that I got today was Safari and Jungle. And what it is they're informational books about particular topics. So this is all jungle animals. But the cool thing about these books is that they move. And I'm hoping that you can kind of see it's blinking its eyes, and my kids love these. So I got my son a dinosaur one, and I got my daughter an ocean one, I want to say last year sometime, and they both fell in love with it. But it has like facts about the animals, and the animals also move. It's a trick of how they weave together the actual photos, so when you're moving the page, it looks like the animals are moving as well. These things, I kid you not, are normally between $20 and $30. I got each of these for $8, not damaged, perfect condition. All the pictures move, all the pages are there, and they were $8 each. 2 for $16 is ridiculous because I have not seen one cheaper than $20. So if you see these and they are this cheap, if you see one that's less than $15, please just buy it because they are the coolest books. And my kids love them because it's almost like they're watching television while, you know, they're learning, even though they're not, but they really are neat books. So that was everything in kind of the random pile. When I did go into the homeschool store, one of the things that I was really focused on was finding language arts resources. So my son just completed his kindergarten year and we met our goals around reading and writing. Moving into first grade, I decided I wanted us to take a deeper dive, particularly into reading and writing, focusing on that, focusing on fluency within reading, and then also he has expressed a desire to get better at spelling. So when I was digging around for resources, I really had a focus on language arts resources, particularly a variety of them. He tends to get bored easily, and so I did not want, you know, us to just be doing the same thing every day. The next couple of things that I'm going to show you guys are all language arts. Starting with the learning palette. Now, I'd seen this before, and it's always just been too expensive for me. I just didn't want to pay that much money. I was price comparing while I was in the store when I found this learning palette, and I got it for $40, but the cheapest that I found it online has been $75, and I've seen it go all the way up to $110 depending on the vendor. So I'll show you guys what the learning palette is really quickly. It is this device. It's like kind of like a plastic toy, a plastic disc. And so there's a cover on it right now that I'm not going to take off because I don't want all of these little circle pieces to fall out. But essentially what you have here is the plastic base. There are pieces on the outside that will move around depending on the correct answer for these cards in the middle. So it comes with a stack of cards, and I'll go through and show you guys what the cards cover. But basically you have questions in the middle, and then multiple choice answers here on the outside. And what your child has to do is place the correct colored piece here on the answer that corresponds to the question that they're answering. And so all it does is this disc in the center, this just pops out and you just replace it and you have like a whole new set of questions and answers, and then you use the pieces to correctly answer the questions. So I'll pull out the boxes that it came with, and I'll show you guys the front of this as well. So it's called a Learning Palette Center Kit, Reading Center Kit, and it says it comes with 720 total questions, 60 total curriculum cards, and this is for level 1. So this is what I got for him. It came in like this nice little carrying bag, and so I grabbed it for him because I thought this was different. You know, this isn't something that we've ever used before. It's very hands-on, which I think he will appreciate. And it's pretty simple. I can just switch the cards in and out. Now, the other cards that it came with, these are all the, I guess, the different language arts topics that it covers. So we have a book of cards for phonics, blends and digraphs, reading comprehension, nouns, verbs, and adjectives, and then vocabulary. And then here on the back, you can see, I'll just bring that up, where, you know, you replace the cards, and then you're answering the questions with the little colored discs. The other kind of bigger language arts purchase that I got for us was Sight Word Tales. Now, this is a Scholastic product, and it comes with 25 read-aloud storybooks that teach the top 100 sight words. So it's in this nice little box, and inside here you can see all the pieces. Now it's been a minute since I looked at this one, but I got it for $33. I know on the Scholastic website it was between $60 and $65, and then I believe on Amazon it was $75. I'm not 100% sure about the Amazon price, but I do remember on the Scholastic website it was between $60 and $65. So again, like half off. It came with all the books, and the neat thing about the books is here's what one of them looks like. It shows the sight words up here in the corner that you're focused on, and it has the story that your child reads. But then in the back, it also has some activities that your child can complete related to the stories. And at the end of every book, there's like a sight word cheer, which I really like because my son really latches on to, I guess, rhyming, and that's a great way for him to learn information. The other thing that I liked about this set was that it came with a teaching guide. And so it just goes through each of the books. It gives you like extension activities, different ways to explain things to your child. And for me, this was really important. So I don't know if I've shared this before, but the one subject that I was very nervous teaching was reading. And I guess it's because I built it up in my head to be this very fundamentally human thing, right? You know, we communicate with spoken word, but also written word, and you have to know how to read and write, you know, to be functional in greater society. And so I was just like, I don't want to mess this up. You know, they need to know how to do this. And they also love reading. My kids are always bringing me books. They enjoy going to the library. So I didn't want to mess up anything regarding their passion and interest in reading either. So when it comes to teaching reading, I'm probably a little more anal about finding resources that have a teaching component to them. So a teacher's guide, an instructor's guide, a parent's guide, just because mommy needs a little bit more hand holding. Now I'm sure everybody probably has that one subject where they're like, you know, this is the subject that I really want to make sure I get right. And for me, it's reading. And so you'll probably see as I continue to share resources and things related to language arts that a lot of it is going to have a teacher's or instructor's guide included, because that's just something that makes me feel better. It makes me feel more supported and more confident in teaching this to my children. So I was excited that this was included, and I was super excited that it was only $33. The last couple of things, that I grabbed were all workbooks. So one of them is the Scholastic, another Scholastic product, Sight Word Manipulatives for Reading Success. And so it has wheels, pull-throughs, puzzles, and dozens of other easy-to-make manipulatives that help kids read, write, and really learn high-frequency words. So not your traditional workbook. Essentially, it gives you all of these activities that I will end up photocopying to take out that are more hands-on, that are focused on sight words. And so this one's about making books, but you can see like all the templates and stuff that you would be using for some of the other activities. I think I paid $8. So this is one of the more expensive ones. Most of the workbooks that I found were like between $4 and $5, but I justified this one because it's not just a write-in workbook. It actually has activities that we can create and ideas. The other one that I found, and this one was $8 too. So I lied. It wasn't the most expensive one. There's two that were expensive. Once Upon a Pancake. Now, I've seen the ads for these, but I never ended up buying it. I'm a little skeptical when I see like ads continuously pushed at me for certain things. But I thought, you know, I'll give this a try. And essentially what this one is just stories, blank pages where it gives you the beginning of a prompt. And it's really actually a neat book because it also has like full color pictures as well. And so your child is just finishing the story. And so there's a couple of these in here. I thought that this would be nice for my son to practice, you know, putting his ideas on paper, us talking about the structure of a story, and just having something, you know, a little bit more of a format for us to follow as we explore those things. Now it's time to get into Evan Moore. So we don't do a ton of just random workbooks in our house. We are loyal to Evan Moore because I love the structure of their workbooks. I love how they include extension activities. My son, the pages are visually appealing to him, and I am just a big fan and will always be a big fan of Evan Moore. So the rest of these workbooks are all Evan Moore workbooks. So the first one that I got, and again, he's going into first grade, so all of these are going to be grade 1, or like sometimes they'll do like grades 1 to 3, so it'll be in that range. The first one we got was Spell and Write. I also grabbed Reading, and this is a Skill Sharpeners. They're from their Skill Sharpeners series. The spelling one was also from their Skill Sharpener series. And this one was $5. I grabbed Word a Day. So again, we're working on building his vocabulary, working on spelling. And so these are just really pages that have a different word, I think for 36 weeks. And then it also has some activities where you can like review the words that you've already learned. Again, another reason why I love this publisher is it's always looking for ways to continue to reinforce the concepts. So it says 36 weekly units teach 144 words. How to write a story. Now this is one that's grades 1 through 3. Now I didn't go through this one a ton at this time. But it again goes along with us learning more about like the structure of stories and, you know, writing them, practicing, actually forming our letters and putting sentences together. So I'm not sure how much of this we're going to use this year because it does span 3 different grades, but I did grab it and I think it was, check the price. This one was $3. So even though I may not use it a lot this year, I couldn't really pass it up for $3 for something that I could potentially use over 3 different grades. So it's $1 a year for a resource, which is really great. The last thing that I have for Evan Moore, and I'm not sure how I'm gonna use this, but I got it for free. So I wasn't gonna leave this here. It's called Daily Fundamentals Grade 1. And it's kind of like a morning work book. I don't think that we'll use it for morning work. I don't know how we're going to use it, but it essentially covers language arts and math topics every day. So it's 30 weeks of 20-minute daily activities. So that was everything for language arts. Again, our focus for first grade, really working on fluency in reading, working on spelling, and then lots of writing because he's ready and he's expressed an interest in it, and you know, we're gonna hit it hard this year. So a lot of my Instagram posts will probably be covering what we're doing for language arts. You know, this isn't the only thing we're going to be doing, but this is going to be a major focus for us for first grade. So now I have just a couple more things to show you guys related to math. And I think I only have like 3 things. So this will wrap up pretty quickly. One of the things that I found for math is called Money Bingo, and it is by Learning Resources. So my son is going to be focusing more on money. He's interested in it as well. I think some of that is from his dad because they talk about investing and managing budgets and things like that a lot. So I found Money Bingo. This, unfortunately, I could not find online. I'm sure there are similar products out there like this, but this one was $4. and it actually hasn't been opened. When I opened the packet, it was brand new. Like the plastic hadn't even been broken on it. So we'll use this as a resource for learning more about money this year. I also found this, another learning resources product, Make a Splash 120 floor mat. Now this was pretty cool. We have learning resources 100 mat, and it came with like this huge mat, numbers 1 to 100. It came with dice we could roll, and then ideas for games with like some squares where you could like place the markers onto the actual 100 mat. But this one is different in that it goes up to 120 first of all, and it just has more options for things that you can do with the mat. So it has like addition and subtraction. They have some different types of squares here where you can compare more or less. They have like the regular markers and squares like I mentioned before that were in the 100 mat product. But it just had more to it, a lot more involved, and it was $15. When I took a look online to see how much this was, it was $30. Now, these dice are inflatable. I'm not putting my mouth on that. Nobody in this house is putting their mouth on that. I will be sanitizing them, and then we have an electric air pump that has different size nozzles on it that we will be using to inflate these. So just keep in mind that if you do buy something like this and it has inflatable pieces, I wasn't going to let that deter me from getting a good deal, but I also know that somebody else put their mouth on this, and we will not be doing that in our house. So we are going to be using our electric pump to insert air into those. The last thing we got is from Discount School Supply. I've actually never bought anything from them, but this was called their Pattern Cards and Buttons Button Box. And I got this for my preschooler. We're working on patterns with her right now, and I thought this would be pretty neat to have for her. So in this box, this is what the box looks like. I'm sorry it's a little beat up because I was very excited to open it and start taking a look at it. But it comes with an activity guide. It comes with 48 large and colorful buttons. So like this is what the buttons look like. They come in different shapes. We've got squares, we've got triangles, we've got circles. What is this, a hexagon? So it came, and it had all 48 buttons in there. I think I said it came with an activity guide. An answer key. But the really neat thing about it is the cards are really big. So these are big enough to hold her attention. My little one is in OT for focus and attention. And so when I buy things for her, I try to buy them so that they're going to grab her attention and hold it. And so what she'll be able to do is, if I can find the right button piece here. Here we go. We'll go through the card, and then she'll insert the correct answer after the ending of the pattern. And so I think they said they have 4 levels of difficulty. Yep. So it comes with 32 patterns, and it increases in difficulty. So you can see this one's a little bit more difficult than the other one. This is a level 2. The other one was a level 1. And I think this is like level 3. So we're not at the end anymore. We're trying to insert the answer within the pattern. And I can even use these with my son, to be honest, but I mainly grab them for her because that's what we're working on right now. She's interested in patterns, and pointing them out and getting her to understand the different pattern sequences is something that this is going to be great for. That is everything I bought for this homeschool thrift haul. I hope that you found some things that inspire you for your homeschool. Again, I haven't used any of these products, so I will let you all know how they go. If there are any workbooks or anything else you would like me to look at more up close and film that for you, I can definitely do that. If you have questions about anything as we're using them, please don't hesitate to reach out in my DMs, at salterside123 is where you can find me on Instagram. Be on the lookout for my next video. I'm gonna show you guys the inside of my new homeschool planner. It was $10. And I'm very excited about it because it was within my budget and it's giving me everything that I need for this upcoming school year. So thank you again for watching. Thanks for stopping by my channel. Until next time.